Hello there, welcome to the Echoes of Faith. My name is George Chacha and I will be the host. In the studio, I have two guests, global mission fellows, very important people in the ministry in Moheto. In a short while, they will be introducing themselves. This is just a chat, a casual talk, to thank the global mission for the enormous contribution that they had to this mission. Without them, I know definitely there would be a very big dent in this ministry. Let me welcome them to the show. Please explain yourself, your name, where you come from.
Hi everyone, my name is Rachel B. Ansa and I'm from Liberia, serving in Kenya here as a laboratory technician.
Wonderful, thank you. And you?
My name is Evelyn Olivia Zulu and I am from Zambia, serving in Kenya as a nurse.
How was it with them adjusting to this cultural background? I begin with you, Olivia.
Okay, so when I first heard that I was coming to Kenya, I was a little bit scared because I didn't know what to expect. And Kenya has been a country that I've never really thought of going to. Not because it's not big or it's not nice, but because it hasn't crossed my mind to travel to Kenya. So coming here when I heard that I was coming here, it was going to be a very big experience for me. I was scared. I would not lie. I was very scared because I didn't know what to expect from the people here.
And what did you expect? I mean, after you landed here, how did you find it? You adjusting to the environment, to the food. Probably the food, did you find the Kenyan food different from the Zambian food?
No. The food in Zambia and in Kenya is very similar, if not the same. Let me say it's the same. So I would give an example of sukuma wiki. You call it sukuma wiki. We call it 5 years because it's a tall plant. And I don't know why we call it 5 years. It's very similar. And for the ugali, you call it ugali. We call it nsima. And it's prepared in the same way, except you people eat it in a very solid form, like it's very hard. For us, we prefer it very soft to hard. But here it's hard to hard. So we do have omena. It's called kapenta in Zambia. And
Is it popular?
yeah, it is popular, but it's quite expensive, especially in the capital city that I live in. Yeah, it is expensive. But when you go to, let me give an example of the southern part, I think, where there are some rivers, it's not expensive. Not that expensive, but it is expensive.
Brenda, how about you? How was it coming into Kenya, to a whole new country, new people?
Well, for me, it was actually a big decision for me. When I first got selected, it never really played on my mind. It never really got to me till I got on the flight. Because I remember as soon as the plane picked up, I started to cry. Because, yeah, honestly, I started to cry because it felt like I was leaving a whole part of me back home and I was entering a new place that I actually didn't know much about. Because honestly, Kenya was now a place that, as Olivia said, I actually thought about, yeah. But then I just started crying. I was living and being a twin. My sister and I, we like connected, always together. It was a hard decision for me because I was living for almost 2 years. And then I'm thinking about home, everything, which is like, oh, it's a huge responsibility on me right now. But then I would say this, coming in Kenya, it has actually grown me in a way because there are things that I see myself doing and I'm like, back home, I wouldn't have done it for myself. Decision I'm making and then responsibility that I'm taking for myself. I'm like, it's actually a proud moment for myself. So I would say it wasn't something that I anticipated on, but it's something that is, nurturing me into something that I've never thought I would have done. So yeah, I'm proud of it. And then when I arrived in Kenya, my first shock was I had to come with some dollars on me because I didn't know what they were using. And when I came with a lot of old dollars because I had to launch myself, find place to stay because my next flight was in early the next day. But then when I arrived, I went to the guest house and I was giving the dollars to this lady. She's like, no, she cannot hold it. First of all, it's kind of old. It's
But it is a good lesson to anyone visiting a foreign country to know that one, you have to have a host, somebody in that destination country who will receive you, who will guide you, give you all the necessary information. But that was one hell of experience,
It was.
and I'm sure that it is a big testimony. I'm really interested in transition from your culture to our culture. And maybe let's begin with food, because food will always tell whether, did you enjoy that visit? Yes, I enjoyed that visit. What do you think about the food? Did you find it difficult adjusting to the Kenyan food? And what do the Liberians eat?
honestly, yeah, I've actually found it really difficult adjusting to Kenyan foods. It's kind of hard for me, if I'm being honest, because what the ugali, because we eat something similar like the ugali. It's not really ugali, but we call ours fufu. Yeah, so I don't have, I could eat the ugali, but it's just like what to eat with the ugali, the veggie, the beans. For us, we mostly eat rice, and second to that, we eat fufu, and then we eat it with something we call soup. Yeah, so it's like cooked, but for Kenya, it's just like it's just boiled, and I don't know if I'm making, but in Liberia, we boiled, we cooked. So it's like you cook either stew or you cook what we call soup. And it's something that I'm used to, and it's kind of difficult, for me. And then we eat a lot of pepper, pili pili. We eat a lot of pili pili.
Even here, you eat a lot of pepper?
Yeah, even I try to look for pili pili as much as I can. But it's like they do not really eat pili pili. I don't know.
Yes, back to you now, still to you, Brenda. Tell us about the culture. Different people, different countries have different cultures. How have you found the Kenyan culture if you compare it to the Liberian culture?
I would say because I learned that they do FGM.
Female circumcision.
Yeah, female circumcision. And then in Liberia, it's kind of practiced, but it's practiced in the rural areas too. But then we're trying to minimize it. But you find out there are certain people that are still practicing it regardless, because we have Cindy and poor society. So that is where particularly is practiced. For the Poro, it was like practiced a long time, our ancestors, but yet it's still, we still do it now. A part of Liberia still do it. Like the Poro is for men, where they grow, boys, where they grow to become men, husbands, they are trained. And then for the Cindy is for girls that they teach them how to be wives, mother, and it's during that tradition practice they go through the female circumcision. And I learned that in Korea is practice, so I think it's kind of like similar.
Similar.
Yeah.
We share something at least. We may be different in foods,
Yeah,
but in
we
a
are
certain
African.
culture, we have that common.
Yeah, all African.
What do you think, for example, like the lifestyle? You have gotten maybe time to move around the town. Do you think the life within the town is more or less similar to the one in Liberia? The lifestyle.
I would say yes. But I think I'm not an economy person, but I would say the economy of Kenya is kind of better than Liberia.
Olivia, how was it? How do you find the culture?
Okay, so I haven't really gone to a Kenyan wedding, but I saw at the place I'm staying, there was a wedding there. So in terms of weddings, I think Kenyans, you also do traditional weddings. So we have this thing when a man wants to marry you, he comes to your family and with his uncles comes to discuss, and your family will tell him how much they would want you to pay, how much the man would want, they would want the man to pay as dowry, or we call it lobola. Yeah. So here in Kenya, you do not get it in monetary form. You say you get it in like cows, animals. So I learned this from a friend of mine. She is the Luo, yeah, she's a Luo. So she told me that they do not pay dowry, or they do pay dowry, but in forms of cows. For us, we prefer it in monetary form. And here, you would say maybe you want 2 cows and a party, or some money to spend on your party. For us, we would tell you an abnormal amount of money, and yeah.
Not a question. Like for Liberia, we pay $49 because it's like what the parents say is that they are not selling their daughter to you, but you pay $49. Then you kind of buy African lapas for all the uncles, brothers, like just the immediate family. Do you do that? Like, do Kenyans do that?
Yes, they do. They do. And especially, even though it varies from one tribe to another, you see in Kenya we have about 42 tribes. When you're talking about the Kikuyus, the Kambas, they do that. The tribes in Nyanza, they don't do that so much, but they do it later. For example, like the Abakuria people, there'll be a time they come to gift the parents now of the girl.
I'm sorry. If you happen to have child by that pricing before marrying them, you have to like pay for I
For
don't know,
impregnating them.
yeah, to own
Yeah.
the children or the child
Oh,
For us, when a man makes you pregnant before
before
marrying
marriage.
you, you pay.
You pay for the children to be yours.
No, you pay for, we call it damage.
Yeah,
you pay for
damage.
damaging the person, or for
the
making.
man pays.
Yes, escrow, an escrow amount.
That's a good justice system.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, when it comes to like giving or paying dowry in monetary form, there's a tribe that we call Tonga tribe. They also prefer their monetary form in cows. So I've heard. Yeah.
My sister, my eldest sister, costed 40 cows.
Ooh.
40.
And, if,
Are there many cows in Rwanda, in Zambia?
and that's one thing I see about Kenya. They are into a lot of animals, livestock, and you see cow is like, you see cow meat and stuff in Liberia. It's kind of like expensive
Yeah,
to just get a portion of it.
Yes.
Now, thank you so much, really, for that aspect of the culture. There is one thing that maybe I just want to share with us. Like, and the reason I'm bringing it up is because I watch a lot of West African movies where Liberia is. There's a lot of witchcraft. Is there witchcraft in Liberia?
Well, we believe there's witchcraft, but for me personally, I don't really put my mind to it, so it's not something that is my but yeah, there's a belief widely in Liberia that we have witchcraft. So we even have a tribe that we claim that they do more juju
Yes.
than the others. Yeah, so it's kind of a belief.
No, in Zambia?
In Zambia, there's witchcraft as well. Yeah, that you see that snake that gave Adam, I mean that gave Eve the apple. In Zambia, it doesn't give apples; it gives money.
I like
So
that.
there is wealth witchcraft. Something
Yeah.
to do get money.
Yes, if you want to kill, and it's so cheap. If you want to kill someone, just go and pay for lightning. You know, there was this place I went to, a rural area that I was working in. It's called Kaniki. It's in a place called Ndola in Zambia. So this place, they would say, if you want witchcraft, like they would it would be in levels, huh? High class witchcraft, low class, middle class. So if you want high class witchcraft, you'd spend roughly, let me say that would be like 100 kwacha, which is equivalent to like maybe 600 shilling. Huh? That's high class. Low class, you'd go as low as 50 bob. to buy witchcraft. So if you want to threaten someone, you say, no, I want to threaten this person. You buy 50 bob and they'll give you options. So, because we went into the community, this is what the witch doctor was explaining. And he said, if you want to threaten someone, you can buy one lightning and we'll send it to that person. So it's a little bit funny that these are things that happen.
And then for my country, well, I've not really, but it said that there's a witchcraft that for wealth. You will there's a chicken and they'll put like rice grains on the ground, and whatever amount that chicken eats, that's the amount of time your wealth will last for, you know what I'm saying? So imagine if that
Well,
chicken
thank
eats
you. Viewer, this is the Echoes of Faith TV in Moheto. You are listening live to this, just some kind of an exchange visit. We have been to Zambia already. I have been to Liberia, and I trust that you who is also watching, if you are not Liberian, then you have already been to Liberia. If you are not Zambian, you have already been to Zambia, because we want to know and exchange these cultural dynamics. For one reason, the Christian faith, when it came to Africa, it didn't come into a vacuum. It came into a culture. And many African cultures are struggling to kind of balance between being real Christians and being African Christians. Don't go away.
It's different because I learned that here in Kenya, when you're burying someone, you need to bring the body from the mortuary and bring it into the
It
house.
has to spend on it.
Yeah, for us, we do not do that. We keep the body in the mortuary. I don't know if there are other tribes that do that, like in the villages. I'm not really sure. But specifically for us, my tribe, we do not keep the body in the house.
This is one big talk graced by the Global Mission Fellows, and they're doing commendable job. They have touched hearts in the community. They have visited rural homes. They have visited families. They share with the families. They explain health issues, and they are just a blessing. And now today we have just decided to have a chat, to exchange, for them to take us to their country like they have come to our country.